Across the United States, there are places locals avoid after dark. Not because they're dangerous in the way we usually think, but because of what has been seen there. For generations, stories have been passed down about creatures that simply don't fit into science or nature. Some are said to hide deep in forests just beyond the reach of our modern world. Others appear only briefly, just long enough to be remembered and feared. Tonight, we're exploring 5 of the most famous and chilling American cryptids and the dark lore that surrounds them. Our journey begins with the most iconic cryptid of all, Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch. This creature is one of the most widely reported cryptids in all of America. Sightings stretch across the vast wilderness of the Pacific Northwest, through the ancient Appalachian Mountains, and into remote forests nationwide. Witnesses consistently describe a massive, upright creature, standing anywhere from 7 to 10 feet tall, covered in dark, matted hair. It moves with a surprising silence and grace through dense forest where a human would struggle to walk without making noise. The most common evidence left behind are footprints. These are often what convince skeptics to take a second look. The tracks are large, deep, and found far from any known trail, pressed into mud or snow. They suggest an immense weight and a bipedal stride that doesn't match any known animal. The famous Patterson-Gimlin film from 1967 remains a cornerstone of Bigfoot lore, showing a large, hairy figure walking away into the California woods. While it's been debated for decades, for many, it's the definitive proof that something is out there. But the stories are much older than modern sightings. Native American legends, varying from tribe to tribe, speak of forest guardians and wild men long before the term Bigfoot was ever coined. Some traditions describe these beings as gentle giants, protectors of the forest who deliberately avoid humans, watching us from a safe distance. Others tell of more menacing figures, powerful spirits of the wilderness that demand respect. Some people believe Bigfoot is a surviving species of ape, like Gigantopithecus, a relic from a bygone era. Others believe it's something older, something that never left and was never meant to be discovered. From the quiet forest of the Northwest, we travel to the heartland. Our next cryptid is known as the Dogman. The name itself is unsettling, and the descriptions are even more so. The Dogman is said to be a towering, wolf-like creature that walks on 2 legs. Sightings are most common in the Midwest, particularly Michigan and the Appalachian regions. Witnesses report a creature with the head of a wolf or a large canine, a muscular, humanoid body, and disturbingly intelligent, often glowing eyes. Its height is estimated to be around 7 feet tall when standing upright. Encounters with the Dogman are profoundly different from those with Bigfoot. While Bigfoot is often described as shy or elusive, the Dogman is reported to be aggressive and territorial. Many stories describe the creature standing defiantly in the middle of a road at night, refusing to move as a car approaches, its eyes reflecting the headlights. The feeling reported by witnesses is one of overwhelming, primal fear, as if they were not just seeing something strange, but were actively being hunted. One of the most famous accounts is the Gable film, a piece of footage from the 1970s that supposedly shows the creature charging at the camera operator. Though its authenticity is highly disputed, it fueled the modern legend. Unlike Bigfoot, the Dogman is said to confront those who see it. It doesn't just watch from the trees, it steps out onto the path. Legends claim it's far more aware than any known animal, possessing a cunning that feels unnervingly human. The question isn't just what it is, but what it wants. Now, we head into the deep, ancient woods of the Appalachian Mountains, a place filled with folklore as old as the hills themselves. Here, hunters and hikers have reported seeing deer that just move wrong. They stand unnaturally still. Their joints seem to bend the wrong way. Their eyes don't reflect light properly, or they show an intelligence that has no place in a deer. These unsettling creatures are known as the not deer. According to local lore, the not deer is a mimic. It imitates the form of a familiar, harmless animal to blend in with its surroundings. It watches quietly from the edge of a clearing, waiting to see if it has been noticed. Those who have encountered it describe a slow, creeping realization. At first glance, it's just a deer. But the longer you look, the more wrong it seems. Its limbs might be too long, its neck might bend at an impossible angle, or it might move with a jerky, unnatural gait. The true terror begins when it knows you've seen it for what it truly is. Witnesses say that once you realize you aren't looking at a normal animal, the creature freezes. It stares back, and in that moment, a feeling of immediate and profound dread washes over you. Then, as quickly as it appeared, it disappears back into the forest, not like a frightened animal, but like something that knows its camouflage has failed. It wasn't just a deer, it was something pretending to be one. And the horrifying question that remains is, why? Our 4th cryptid takes us to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and a story that has become a legend of American cryptozoology. This is the Mothman. The legend began in November 1966, when 2 young couples reported a terrifying encounter on a deserted road near an old TNT plant. They described a tall, winged figure, around 7 feet tall, with a massive 10-foot wingspan and large, glowing red eyes. They fled in their car, but the creature reportedly chased them, keeping pace even as they reached speeds of 100 miles per hour. Over the next year, dozens of other people in the area reported similar sightings. The creature was always described in the same way: a large, dark, man-shaped figure with enormous wings and hypnotic, glowing red eyes. But unlike other cryptids on this list, the Mothman wasn't always seen as a predator. As the sightings continued, a new theory emerged. Some people began to believe that the Mothman appeared as a warning, an omen of impending disaster. This belief was tragically cemented on December 15, 1967, when the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant to Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed during rush hour traffic, resulting in the deaths of 46 people. In the aftermath of the tragedy, people realized that sightings of the Mothman had increased dramatically in the weeks leading up to the collapse. And after the disaster, the reports suddenly stopped. The Mothman was gone. To this day, people in Point Pleasant and beyond debate what the Mothman truly was. Was it a creature, an angel, an alien, or a harbinger of doom? Was it trying to warn people, or was its presence somehow linked to the tragedy itself? Finally, we venture into the deserts and remote lands of the American Southwest for a cryptid deeply rooted in folklore and fear: the skinwalker. Originating from Navajo legend, the skinwalker is not a creature in the traditional sense, but a human who has gained supernatural power through dark means. It is said to be a shapeshifter, capable of transforming into any animal it desires, most commonly a coyote, wolf, or crow. But its mimicry doesn't stop with animals. The most terrifying stories describe the skinwalker's ability to imitate human voices. Legends tell of people hearing their name called from the darkness, in a voice that sounds exactly like a friend or a family member. It's a lure, a trap. Those who follow the voice are said to never be found again. The skinwalker is often associated with remote ranches, abandoned structures, and a deep, psychological fear. Many who grew up in the region believe that even speaking its name can invite its attention, drawing its malevolent focus toward you. It's a creature that is said to feed on fear itself, taking pleasure in the terror it creates. It taps on windows at night, scratches at doors, and peers in from the darkness, its form not quite right. It is a perversion of nature, something that was once human but chose to become a monster. From the silent giant of the forest to the mimic in the dark, these are only 5 of the countless cryptids whispered about across America. Many more remain unseen or unspoken of. These stories are more than just campfire tales. They represent the unknown that still exists at the edges of our modern world, in the dark woods and on lonely roads. And according to those who believe the legends, some of them are still out there waiting. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this exploration of American cryptids, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the unexplained. Let us know in the comments which cryptid you find the most terrifying. Stay safe and stay curious.